Everybody, thank you for being here today. You want to follow along? First John chapter 1, we'll jump into the letter now. We had the introduction or the prologue as the fancy folks call it, the introduction, and now we just jump right in. John doesn't waste any time. He doesn't beat around the bush. He gets right down to the business of things here in verse 5. He says, "This is the message we have heard from him and proclaimed to you, that God is light, and in him is no darkness at all." And so, again, after his introduction, after he says, "Hey, everybody," he jumps right into his message. And this message that he has, not a new message, but this message that he has, he says is a message we got directly from God, and now we are passing it on. I am passing it on to you, and I want you to understand this simple statement: God is light, and in him is no darkness. God is light, no wavering, and if you want to be close to God, if you want to have a relationship with God, he says you have to understand that, come out of the darkness and into the light. And as he does that, he is again thinking back to what he had heard his master say when Jesus had told him in the Gospel of John, right after the famous verse 3:16 that everybody knows about, one of those great verses that live in the shadows there. He says, Jesus told him, "So the light is come into the world, and the people love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil." And so he says, Jesus has talked about this, and he says they don't want to be in the light because the light reveals things, the light shows things. You may, I don't know if you can tell, got some new lights here, and it's really brightened up my situation, and I have noticed a few things around here now that the lights are brighter, and light does that. Light reveals things. When you really want to see something, if I'm working on something and I really and it's detailed work, and I really, I'll a couple of things come in handy: a magnifying glass and a light. You don't try to, brain surgeon doesn't do his work in the dark. He gets a light. Years ago when I worked in the jewelry business and repaired jewelry, one of the things I had was, again, a light that I could pull right down onto the work and see some of the little fine details of what we were working on. And in some instances, people want that. Again, there's times we want that bright light. We want to have it revealed. We want to see. But on the other hand, sometimes we don't want to see. We don't want it revealed. We don't want to see. We don't want everything to be seen and revealed. And so John reminds them right up front: God is light. And he says he's going to go on and he's going to expound on that thought a little bit of what it means to be in the light and to know him. But he says if we're going to be like God, if we're going to have a relationship with God, we have to come out of the darkness where things are hidden and things are covered up, and let those things be revealed and dealt with, and again, embrace the light that is God. Come out of the darkness. And again, we all know what happens. You go into somewhere in the dark and you turn on the light, you liable to see cockroaches scatter and mice scatter. You never know. But the light exposes those things and exposes those sinful thoughts and exposes that attitude. That's what God does. And that's why Jesus again says some people don't want the light. Again, sometimes we want the light. Here's what I found. We tend to really like the light when it's shining on someone else. But John is saying we all need to allow the light of God to shine in and expose those things in our own life that are contrary to God and his will. You think about it. Darkness or light, which one will it be?